What's up, creeps? It's Jason, a.k.a. the Pope of Pain. And, of course, I'm back for another Mask Morgue with my man, Rigor Mortis Mask. That's right. It's Riley. Hello there, man.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? Okay, so look, we're back, and this may look familiar. If those who are diehards of the Mask Morgue, all 6 of you out there,
Right.
we're gaining.
Get those numbers
We're
up.
gaining, right? Yeah, these are only some of the best masks in the world out there we're seeing.
Right.
But you may be like, hey, I already saw this video. You guys did a Gunther. Well, it was a good year ago, so
Yeah.
It was a while ago. But this is a Gunther on steroids. All right, this is this is an enhanced Gunther, because the last one we had was from Justin Mayberry,
Mayberry, yeah.
which you guys could go back and check out that video. Some good stuff. We'll probably reiterate some stuff that we talked about last time and all that stuff. But I think if I could get this YouTube magic, Riley, and I can make this little link happen where people can click on the old video. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get those numbers up.
Maybe.
Yeah,
And actually, I recommend you guys doing this, because now you can, compare and contrast the two different Gunthers, right? Which is rad. But today we're looking at a Pat Magee Gunther, right?
Dream piece.
Yeah, this is a beast, if you ask me. And but before we jump into Gunther, if you're new to horror, or you just you got out of prison, congrats.
Same.
Hope everything worked out well for you. You know, I hope those long hot showers were nice. And anyway, whatever. And you don't know what the hell. Where is this guy from? Where is this monster from? All right. It is a 1981 Tobe Hooper masterpiece, I will say, called The Funhouse. All right. And it's basically a carnival barker that has a mongoloid kid that hides in a dark ride, right? And these dumbass kids just want to spend the night.
Stay the night. Dumb teenagers every time, right?
And you can guess what happens next. A phenomenal movie. It's definitely a cult classic. So check it out if you guys haven't. It's a fun piece. But once again, incredible makeup in it and incredible directing by Tobe Hooper and all that stuff. But this is the best. The best. Probably better than the actual screen use stuff and all that stuff.
It's definitely different material, right?
Yeah, Gunther. So at this point, this is where I hand it over to Riley. And Riley, what in the hell am I looking at here, man?
Well, before I slobber all over Gunther, I mean, the Funhouse, that movie is just drenched with atmosphere.
It is.
Absolutely love it. You feel like you're at the carnival. You can smell the cotton candy. Like,
yeah.
Okay, we all love Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but come on. This movie is fun, and I just love it. I love it to death. I'll sing it to the grave.
Yes.
And this is a dream piece of mine. I looked at it for about 3 years at Monster Palooza, and one year I finally scraped up my lunch money to pick up this bad boy.
That's a lot of lunch money, by the way.
He wasn't cheap, by the way. But this piece, obviously, is based off of Rick Baker's 1981 creation, Gunther, the albino, deformed funhouse freak. And it was sculpted by Rick Baker, as we mentioned in the previous video. The finishing and application was done by Craig Reardon. Original was a foam latex mask. It had LED eyes. They had the dentures. It had an expensive mesh wig on there, a zipper up the back. And Wayne Dobo is a pretty small guy. I think he was like 5'5", 5'6". Like, he was a little guy. And he looks small in the movie, too, and they mention it. And just a super cool character. And this one was sculpted by Patrick Magee. He is one of the directors of Halloween Horror Nights. Those of you who go around Universal.
100%. Yeah. You should. I mean, those. I'm trying to. A lot of people are like Pat Magee. If you're not familiar with
you've seen his work.
Okay, perfect. If you ever see Joe Rogan, right? Didn't he have?
He's got a Kessler wolf,
a full-size Kessler wolf, and that is one of the most astounding pieces I've ever seen in my life.
It's insane.
And that was done by Pat Magee, right? Yeah.
So he's the director of all Horror Nights, and he obviously has employees and whatnot to do work for him, but he's one of the main sculptors and like the director of special effects for Horror Nights, I would say. And just his pieces are jaw-dropping. If you've seen him in person, these things are dripping with detail and saliva, and they're just...
Which I love. If you look at, like, this guy, right? You look at Gunther, and, of course, there's built-in saliva on this guy, right? Yeah. But in the movie, I think we talked about this last time we talked about Gunther, the fangs, the dentures were too kind of big, and he just kept slobbering all over himself, right?
It was real slobber, from what I've heard, is that he couldn't close his actual mouth.
Yeah.
Because they just held him open.
Yeah.
And this piece is just so high quality, and that's why it fetches a high price. But like, it's got front punched hairline. It's got the rest is adhesed, and it's got Force Seal Studios eyes that took 3 or 4 drafts to get that kind of clear iris there. They did like 3 or 4 attempts before they got that kind of clear area in the eye there.
Wow.
Acrylic teeth, silicone tongue. It's either epoxy or silicone drool.
Yeah.
It's like a platinum silicone for him.
Yeah, okay.
There's foam in the top of his head to catch the hair, and the rest of him is foam filled.
Which is, I'm glad it's silicone, because when you first bring this piece, I thought it would be just a complete resin piece, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm here for resin. Don't get me wrong.
We love
but
resin.
you can't punch hair in resin unless there's some secret technique I don't know about going into resin, right? So normally when you have hair, you're laying hair for resin, which is okay, I guess, you know, but there's nothing better than that front row punched in with a needle, and its hands, you know, guys, if you ever watch it happen, it's nuts. It's a very time, it takes a lot of time. I don't know.
Very time consuming.
There we go. That's right. Yeah, it's early for me. And then you lay the hair in the back where you know, so the other hair you can't tell. But
yeah, and it's crazy. You put some product in the hair, and this hair is very like posable. You know, it's almost like crunchy. Like Gunther's sweating because he's doing things with the gypsy.
Sure.
And the hair on this is just crazy. And one of my favorite parts is this thing is so high quality. You have a piece that's so hairy, and normally they shed like crazy.
Yeah.
This thing has not shed.
Really?
I mean, I shed more than this thing.
Wow.
And I just love playing with his hair because you can pose it and make it look crazy like him in the movie. And it is a crazy high quality piece.
It's phenomenal. I mean, coming in as a guy that likes to paint masks, amateur level, just throwing it out there, to see the amount of detail in this, and then the depth in this with the veining. So there's like, I mean, it almost looks like there's an inch worth of depth in this thing, you know.
Right.
So, and that's a master painter. That's
very
what that is.
Translucent looking. It is crazy. And
tons of colors, tons of modeling, tons of all types of stuff. The different types of red and the blue, the greenish veins, and all that stuff. No, this was an insane piece, man, and it's a great bust to have. I imagine this is a keeper for you, right?
Oh yeah,
I don't
this
see
is
this
gonna be to the grave.
Yeah. So now look, we really pumped this up, okay? And with exceptional work like this comes with an exceptional price.
Yeah.
You know,
when someone's taken the time to master something this high quality, they're gonna get their bills paid.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I say thousands because that's what we're getting ready to go into.
Yeah.
But so. You said this thing has sat for a couple of years, right? A couple of Monster Paloozas.
It's funny. I think he's only made 2 or 3 of these, but I remember seeing 1 or 2 the first 2 years. I think there's only 3 or 4 out there.
Okay.
Because his work is obviously limited because the people who are buying his work are like Guillermo del Toro and stuff like that.
Correct.
And Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Big money.
Yeah.
Big pocket spenders, you know?
And then enter, rigor mortis here,
I know.
right?
18 years old when I got it.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. So we're just going to lay it out here, guys, what Riley paid for this. And this is pretty much, this is not like, how Riley gets his good deals and all this stuff. I think he may have gotten a good
base
deal.
price.
Yeah,
know?
but this is base price because, once again, you're paying for screen quality. I mean, just top of the top notch stuff. These are mantle pieces.
End game pieces.
Correct. Yeah. So what would if I'm going to a Monster Palooza, or I run into some reason Pat on the street and he's unloading some stuff out of his trunk, and I'm like, yo, I'd love to have that Gunther. What is he going to say? How much is it going to cost me?
3 big ones, and I'm talking $3,000. So, Mom and Dad, I hope you're not watching.
Yeah, I
this.
hope they don't.
They're not very proud, but it's okay because it makes me happy.
Yeah.
I wake up every day and I look at this thing and I'm just like, oh, he's my baby. I absolutely love it. I love this character. I love this movie, and this piece is by far the one to have. So I mean,
and I think that's what we've said this a lot of times on the channel, where price, some people be like, oh my God, you paid $3,000 that's a car, a used car for that thing, right? But can you put a price on passion? And what like you said, you wake up every day, you see this thing, you're like, it reminds me of one of your favorite movies of all time.
Absolutely.
It is done better than anything I've ever seen. I mean, no offense to the McGee or to the Justin Mabry.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing piece as
and
well.
It's also hard to compare something like silicone and foam latex and just rubber latex, because the paint depth and the translucency of these pieces, it's all very different. So it's kind of hard to compare them, but you can compare them because they're still very high quality pieces.
1000%, yeah.
Very different materials though, and very different ballparks.
Yeah,
so.
amazing piece. So $3,000. It's $3,000. Look, man. I mean, this is a grail for a lot of people, right? This will be a centerpiece in your collection.
Absolutely.
And a talking piece that, once again, this is silicone, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to last forever, man, or longer than we need it to. You know what I'm saying? So it could be something that you pass down, or something that down the line there's going to be someone that's going to offer you something, because one day Pat's not going to make these anymore.
Yeah, he's going to be like, oh, well, Wayne Doba's suing me because I'm making Gunther pieces.
Right. So, okay, amazing piece again. Riley's. Your collection never ceases to amaze me. It's
appreciate that.
It embarrasses me as a mask collector, because I'm collecting shitty top stones and shit that falls apart.
Man, it's all passion.
It is. So, all right, guys. So there you guys go. The Pat Magee Gunther, probably a couple ever made. We'll try to nail that down and see how many. But anyway, so all right. Until next time, guys, we're gonna close the Mask Morgue doors.